In our last video on Fulani series, we saw how the mighty Sokoto Caliphate fell. We saw how one of Africa's powerful Islamic empire fell on the face of British opposition. But here is the big question. What happened after the guns went silent? How did British manage to rule such a vast region without fighting another war? But here today, Modern Day Towncrier will uncover the silent takeover. You see, the British did not just conquer the Sokoto Caliphate. No, they mastered it using strategy and stratagem, and then they rule through it. You see, I told you in the previous video that on March 13th, 1903, Frederick Lugard, the one you call a Lugard is not my lord, Frederick Lugard led the British soldiers into the Sokoto Caliphate and they crushed it. And that ended the 100-year rule of the Fulani Empire, because it was in 1804 that an Islamic reformer, Uthman Dan Fodio, accused the Hausa prince and kings of corruption and led jihad against them. Today, March 13th, 1903, the British returned the favor. A bigger power has come and Sokoto Caliphate has crumbled. The Sultana of Sokoto then, who was Muhammadu Atahiru I, fled to Bumi. He was caught and pied. When they pied him, they instituted and introduced another Sultana who was loyal to them. You need to understand that before Lugard came to northern Nigeria, he had already tried indirect rule in India and in Uganda, and it worked perfectly well. And now in the northern part of Nigeria, he has seen a system that is similar to what he saw in India and Uganda. It is good for him to administer indirect rule. So it's no longer experimenting, he's practicing what has worked somewhere else. You need to understand that the Fulani Empire was highly centralized. They had local authorities. You had the emirs. I told you in the last video, you had the Madawaki, the Waziri, the Dogari, the second lower, the second father, the second power. And you had Islamic laws, the Sharia. And you had the system in place of taxation. So it was perfect for Lord Lugard. In fact, the emirs became local authorities answerable to British residents. Lord Lugard himself wrote, and I quote, "The Fulanese are genius to administration because their systems made it easy for him to rule them cheaply and effectively." Listen, the British paid little or no attention to Western education. They didn't give them Western education. Why? They feared that giving them Western education would disrupt traditional powers. Since the people saw their local leaders as intermediary between them and the above, there was no need to empower them in such a way that can make them question their authorities. And now this is a puppet throne. Remember, the British used their system. So what was formerly Fulani rule, guided by religion, became Fulani rule, supervised by British. So it was familiar faces in the hands of fallen rulers. So little attention was paid to education. Little attention was paid to the media. Little or no attention was paid to print culture. And individualistic political expression was downplayed. And that set a stage of what became a culture and what would become a stage for the northern domination of what would be Nigeria in 1914. But here is what happened. When the British turned their face to the south, they met a different ball game, different people, a literate and organized resistance, and that sent shock waves down the spine of the British colonial system. They have never seen that kind of people before. What they saw in the southern part of Nigeria shocked them. And if you want me to make a video on what happened, tell me in the comment section, Modern Day Towncrier, make a video, and I'll make a video on that. It is needless to say that over 5,000 people requested for this video, and here it is. I love you and I care about you, Africa. Wisdom is the principal thing. Our video on Africa is not backward. She was held back. It's trending. Thank you for making that happen. I love you that the message is catching fire. If you're not following me on Facebook, please do. Modern Day Towncrier on Facebook. I want to see you on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook, okay? Modern Day Towncrier on Instagram. Modern Day Towncrier on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you want to get book reviews on African perspective, Towncrier Reads is also my YouTube channel. Okay, I am still going from schools to schools giving free books to African children. If you want to be part of that, please, my number is in my bio. Okay, reach out to me. Let's support books, because reading is a mental castanetis. Let's empower our children in schools with knowledge. We'll buy these books and we'll give to them. I love you and I care about you. Remember, Pan-Africanism is the goal and African liberation is our language. I care about you and I love you. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook. Wisdom Africa is a principal thing.